It is therefore deeply painful to inform this august assembly that the hard-won peace that we so profoundly cherish and wholeheartedly share around the world is today threatened in our own home, not by internal division like in the past, but border conflict with a neighbor. We are grateful that a ceasefire brokered by U.S. President Donald Trump effectively halted armed clashes that has caused death, injury, and destruction, and the displacement of hundreds of thousands innocent civilians. Like Armenia and Azerbaijan, Cambodia has nominated President Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize for his crucial role in this important step to peace. However, the ceasefire remains very fragile, despite expressed commitment from both countries on the sincerity to strictly comply with the ceasefire terms, to rebuild trust and restore normalcy, and the positive outcome of following meetings hosted and coordinated by Malaysia, the ASEAN chair. But sincerity is only credible, and trust can only flourish when respect with both the letter and the spirit of the agreement matches with real action on the ground. Sadly, continued unilateral move to impose territorial sovereignty from our neighbor, using forces instead of agreed mechanism, unilateral maps instead of internationally recognized ones that were produced in accordance with treaties that bind the two countries, and countless other actions undermine this trust-building and peace effort. Of great concern is the forced eviction of Cambodian civilians and threat to use national law against them, and to evict hundreds more from the lands they have lived in for decades. Such way of territorial control on the segment of the border yet to be demarcated demonstrate a clear disregard, not only for the terms of the ceasefire, but also the mutual agreements on the settlement of border issues. In the process, Cambodia's sovereignty and territorial integrity are violated, and the rights and dignity of many Cambodians infringed. Cambodia has consistently and strictly observed the ceasefire, demonstrating good faith and full transparency in the implementation of its term. We have exercised the utmost restraint, even in the face of repeated incident and provocation. As recently as this morning, there was an unprovoked attack near a sensitive site, following an allegation that our force has opened fire first. We firmly reject such accusation. Our troops have not fired first, nor have they returned fire in retaliation to the provocation, underscoring our commitment to peace. Guided by the same spirit that ended our internal conflict near 3 decades ago, Cambodia reaffirms its call for dialogue and the peaceful settlement of all outstanding issues. We urge strict and sincere adherence to the agreed terms of the ceasefire, full respect for bilateral agreements, and observance of international law, including the Charter of both the United Nations and ASEAN. We earnestly seek the continued support and good offices of the ASEAN Chair and Member States, the Secretary General of the United Nations and relevant UN bodies, as well as leaders around the world, to help de-escalate tension, encourage a peaceful resolution, and prevent any further tragedy. Cambodia is a small nation, focused on rebuilding our economy and improving the well-being of our people. We pose no threat to the sovereignty of any country. While we will always safeguard our independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, the use of force will only remain a last resort. Cambodia will continue every effort to restore trust and normalcy, to promote harmonious coexistence and good neighborly relations, and to transform border areas into zones of peace, friendship, cooperation, and shared prosperity.
And even among closest neighbors, disputes can arise. Admittedly, the current situation with Cambodia is neither desirable or in the interest of either side. Our peace, stability, prosperity are closely intertwined. We cannot move away from one another. We are part of the same ASEAN family. This morning, I intended to say something different and positive, reflecting hope for the future. But I had to rewrite the speech because of the most regrettable remarks by my Cambodian colleague. To my dismay, Cambodia continues to present itself as the victim. Time and time again, it has portrayed its own versions of the facts, which does not hold up to scrutiny because it is simply a distortion of the truth. We know that who are the real victims. They are Thai soldiers who have lost their legs from landmines, children whose schools were shelled, and innocent civilians who were shopping that day at the grocery store that came under attack from Cambodian rocket fire. Yesterday, I met my Cambodian colleague in the very hall of the United Nations. We talked about peace, dialogue, mutual trust, and confidence. This was emphasized later at the informal four-party consultations organized by the United States. We appreciate President Trump's dedication to peace. But unfortunately, what was said today by the Cambodian side was completely opposite to what was said yesterday at the meeting. It reveals the true intention of Cambodia. These allegations were so far-fetched that they make a mockery of the truth. From the beginning, Cambodia initiated the conflict with the intention to expand a border dispute into a national conflict and to further internationalize it, as was the case again this morning. The villages referred to by my Cambodian colleague earlier are in Thai terror, full stop. In fact, they exist because Thailand made the humanitarian decision to open up our borders in the late 1970s for hundreds of thousands of Cambodians fleeing the civil war in their country to seek shelter in Thailand. We made this decision out of compassion and humanitarian principle. And as a young diplomat, I witnessed the scene myself. Although the civil war has ended and the shelters were closed, the Cambodian villages have expanded over the decades. And despite Thailand's repeated protests, Cambodia has ignored those requests to address this encroachment. And when peace returned to Cambodia after the 1991 Paris Peace Agreement, we were there to rebuild and to rehabilitate the Cambodian nation to sustain peace. We built homes, roads, hospitals, because peace in Cambodia is in Thailand's interest. This is what neighbors should do for one another. Mr. President, the ceasefire is still fragile. We must make it work. This demands commitment and sincere actions from both sides. Regrettably, Cambodia's continued provocation, including mobilization of civilians into Thai territory and recent firings toward outside, undermine peace and stability along the border. I am referring to a series of incidents since 23rd of September of Cambodia's troop firing at Thai troops stationed along the border. The most recent incident happened just today. Thai troops have also continued to detect surveillance drones intruding into Thai territory on a daily basis across the border areas. These actions constitute a violation of Thai sovereignty and territorial integrity, and the ceasefire agreement reached at the special meeting in Putrajaya, Malaysia, and reaffirmed at the bilateral border committee meeting. Now, let there be no doubt that Thailand has always and will always stand for peace, and we will do everything we can to find a peaceful solution to the current problem with Cambodia. At the same time, Thailand will always stand firm and resolute in the defense of our sovereignty and territorial integrity. We urge Cambodia to work with us in resolving the differences through peaceful dialogue and existing mechanism. Today, our two countries face a defining choice. As a close neighbor and as a friend, we must ask Cambodia which path they wish to take, the path of continued confrontation or the path of peace and cooperation. Thailand chooses the path of peace because we believe that the people of both countries deserve no less. But we really question whether it is the intention of Cambodia to join us in this pursuit for peace. For Thailand, dialogue, trust, and good faith are not just words, they are the way forward. We will continue to uphold these principles in our engagement with partners in ASEAN and beyond, including major powers, in pursuit of sustainable peace and shared prosperity.